Is it live streamed?
Slow.
Okay, we're good. Thank
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Thursday, June 13th, at 2:07 PM, I believe it is. We're convening or meeting today as the Board of State Canvassers. I'd like to thank everyone for being here today, our guests and anyone else who may be watching. It looks like, well, let me start this way. Are there any comments that any of them,
Well, I'll do the introductions and then
Okay.
we'll do that and go forward with it. So,
all right,
thank you, Treasurer. My name is Jared Tamarinis. I'm the Secretary of the Board of State Canvassers, but I'm also the State Administrator. So first, I'd like to introduce all the members of the Board of State Canvassers for the public, which is the Honorable Derek Davis, the State Treasurer. We have the Honorable Leonard Howie, the Deputy Attorney General. We have the Honorable Andrew Andy Shuffle, the Chief Deputy Comptroller of Maryland, the Honorable Susan Lee, the Secretary of State, and the Honorable Gregory Hilton, the Clerk of the Supreme Court. First, before the proceedings, I would just like to recognize and thank the staff of the state and local boards that put so much time and effort into ensuring that our elections are safe, secure, transparent, and accessible. The 2024 primary election was my first election as state administrator and would not have been successful without their support and assistance on that. Just because I won Best T-shirt award on a blog post there, it was all their efforts that made it truly a successful election here. And I also want to thank our federal and local partners in their efforts to help keep our elections safe and secure. Today, we come together to certify the results of the 2024 presidential primary election. The administration of the election was very successful. Marylanders had three options to vote, one by mail, early in person, and in person on election day. The state board, I just wanted to give the Board of Canvassers a little bit about this. We engaged in an aggressive outreach campaign, and it was one of my top priorities to combat dis and misinformation during the primary elections. And we're proactively in our approach in combating that type of rumor mill here, even before that term pre-bunking came out in the Washington Post. We are the trusted source of electoral information, and we always try to make sure every time we have a public meeting to mention that. Now back to the business at hand here. Pursuant to Election Law Article 11308, each local board of canvassers had to verify the vote count and has certified the election results in their jurisdictions. There were no dissents by a member of the local board of canvassers on election results, or that a proceeding was not in compliance. Therefore, there is nothing for the members of the Board of State Canvassers to adjudicate. Two jurisdictions had audit findings that were investigated and resolved to ensure the accuracy of those election results. Additionally, the State Board of Elections conducted an audit of the image of every ballot cast with the scanned results prior to the certification. The independent outside auditor tabulated all the ballot images, including early voting, election day, mail-in, and provisional ballots. And the independent analysis compared it against our voting system's data. This was performed for every jurisdiction, and the report showed that the tabulation of the cards cast, which are the ballots, was the same. It was the same in number, and that any difference in results between the two systems was less than 0.5%. And the independent auditor had verified the accuracy of the voting system's results. So we are very confident in everything that we're signing here and moving forward with the results and the tabulations. So our tasks here then are to elect the chair to preside over the meeting, review and sign the results from the local boards, and sign the declaration of results for the elections. And then finally, approve these wonderfully drafted minutes that will be coming very soon as we take this here. But so with that, I move for, I guess, a motion to nominate a chair.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. I move to elect Derek E. Davis, State Treasurer, as the chair of this committee.
The motion to elect Treasurer Davis as chair is seconded.
We have a vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, great. Thank you. Now I give the proceedings over to you, Chair.
I'd like to thank fellow members of the Board of State Canvassers for your support. Gary, you touched upon it, but it would be remiss of me if I didn't echo it the same. Particularly the climate that we're in and the attacks or questioning of our election judges and really the whole election operation. We here in Maryland, of which I can speak to, everyone just does a fantastic job, and it is not easy. It is not easy. For some, it can be hard to accept not being successful after they put everything into it, and that can lead to unfortunate statements, comments, actions, whatever the case may be. But I know starting here and working down to our local boards, it's been nothing, at least from my experience, but professionalism, dedication, hard work, commitment to our democracy. And we just can't say thank you enough, because without that apparatus, we wouldn't have this democracy that we hold so near and dear. So I definitely wanted to acknowledge that. And I'll be brief because I feel my old life kicking back in. But I just want to say to, everyone who participated in the democratic process, those who availed themselves for various offices, to me, that there are no losers. No, everyone isn't successful, but there are no losers. We go out there, we provide choices for the voters, and it takes in my view, it takes an incredible amount of guts and all of that to hold yourself out there to be judged. And, we don't always win the first time out. Sometimes, it may take multiple efforts, but whether or not you ultimately are in elective office or not, there are various ways you can contribute to our democracy. There's a role for everybody who wants one, and that role is not insignificant. So I'll just close and turn it over to anyone else if they want to make a comment. But I'm pleased to be here today. I'm pleased to have been a part of this process in some form or fashion. I would say 30 years, but that's just my time in office.
Right, exactly.
I mean, since I was, 18 years old, I voted and passed out campaign literature for candidates. It's an awesome responsibility that we have. And, I just hope people continue to take it seriously and hold it dearly, because, there are places where you don't have this opportunity. So we can't ever take it for granted. And with that, I will shut up.
Thank you.
Anyone?
As the second time I've done this, and I think I'm the only veteran of this committee, it is, as the secretary said, it's amazing how much hard work goes on. And I've seen it through two administrations of the State Board of Elections. So it is very impressive. And it's an honor to the state of Maryland that you will do the job you do.
Thank you.
I think the chair really said it all. This is a pivotal moment for us all. Today, a day like today makes me really proud to be a Marylander and proud to be an American. So I'm very happy to be here and to certify these results.
I'll also parrot the chair's remarks earlier. He called it an honor and a privilege. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. Voting day is one of my favorite days. I love going through the process. I love interacting with the volunteers. It's just fascinating to now be here helping to certify these results and the enormity of what we're doing. It's excellent. Thank you.
I also echo those comments made by our chair and also by our colleagues here. Having been a former senator, I do understand, the integrity of the process. And so I applaud everyone who is here, and it's a very honor and privilege to be here, to be part of this too.
Well, thank you. I know the staff is very appreciative of all these comments and everything, and we try to make it as accessible and open as possible to make sure that every Marylander can vote, has the ability to vote. So, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess we're going to review the vote tabulation reports.
Yes, they have been circulated prior to this meeting for everyone because, and you have copies of it. So those were all the local boards of canvassers results and that they were certified and signed for you, that there was no discrepancies and no dissents as to their numbers for the tabulation portions of it.
I don't have any concerns with the results.
Neither do I.
With that, I would move that we vote to approve the election results that are presented to us by the secretary. And with that, I'll make that motion.
Second,
Second.
is there any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We'll let the record reflect that all present voted aye, and it passed unanimously.
Exactly. And then I think now you need to just sign that the election is now certified. Just sign that one document.
It's gonna come around.
Yes.
Sorry.
I have to say, like, it was just a little personal moment myself here, that this is very cool and as an election buff and a historian and everything else, and understanding the gravitas of voting and the struggles that everyone has gone through to get their rights and moving forward with it, that, you know, and also a father of two daughters and knowing that what they're going to, you know, the struggle that women have faced in gender equality. It just, I don't know. I gotta say that this is a little bit of a overwhelming and cool moment for me. It just,
I get it.
yeah.
I get it.
I just wanted to say that. So, but thank you.
Thank
And
you.
with that, now that the election now of the 2024 presidential primary election has been certified, has been done, and there were minutes that were drafted immediately here and circulated. We're just so efficient in our ability here with the staff here. So if you don't mind reviewing the minutes, and then we can close the meeting.
I reviewed them prior to the.
Yeah, I think you- all-
Yeah, I
They're-
think I
they're-
reviewed them.
They are fully in alignment with what we discussed.
Yes.
Yes.
So need a motion on the
Yep.
minutes now?
No, the minutes, or
The
the,
motion, yeah.
I move to approve the minutes as drafted.
Second, that motion?
It moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Let the record reflect all present voted unanimously to approve the minutes. And if there isn't anything further, I believe we're at the adjournment.
Yep. Exactly. Well, thank you.
Very good.